Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Freestyle podcast, the first in English version. I am very nervous. I'm here with Naran Cohen, triathlete from USA. Have a 33 race stars in World Triathlon format. Um, Training for classify for Olympic Games in 2028 in your hometown.
Yeah.
Nara, tell me how treat your life about the race of today here in Iztapa.
It was hot for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I like a hard race. I don't like easy, like boring flat races. And yeah, the swim was in the ocean and it was 30 degrees and there's some nice waves, so I really enjoyed that. And then yeah, the bike was a little bit hilly and challenging, and it was just one loop, which is kind of unusual for a sprint distance race. It's usually like 4 laps, so I kind of like that. It felt more like a road race, you know.
Yeah.
And I ran, I think, to my ability today. My run wasn't super strong, but it was so hot, so I was able to race it a little bit. Although in the end, I got a little, I don't know, cocky or something, because there were two Mexican guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
I 1K to go, I passed them, and I was like, I
see
go
another.
now. And like they got on my feet, so I was like, oh, I gotta break them. And so like I made a gap, but then 5 seconds later they passed me again. And I was like, oh. And then I was dead. But then I had a strong finish and I caught one of them. So yeah, it was good.
You surfing in the swimming today?
I didn't catch a wave, no,
No?
unfortunately. I was catching waves all week in training, but not today. I prayed while I was swimming for a wave, but no wave came. That's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the ocean sometimes. You gotta wait. That's why I don't like there's a lot of surfers in the town where I live now, Ventura, California. And I have a surfboard, but I don't like it because you have to wait for the wave and stuff. I just like to swim.
You have
and
the
go
surfing
out
skill?
there. I'm not good at surfing,
No?
no.
I like the surfing sport. It's a
Yeah.
very beautiful.
Oh, I love the sport. I just am terrible at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Nara, you also are a coach.
Mhm.
Tell me about that. Is for the impact the next generation. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I started coaching in 2020. I took like a USA course and got my certification.
Okay.
And I started coaching juniors initially because during COVID, there were no school sports. So we did triathlon because, you just ride your bike outside, and we swam in the ocean, and it was really fun. And yeah, I just really enjoy it. I like helping people reach their goals mostly. So I mostly work with younger athletes. I have a couple guys who I coach who are in their early 20s. And one is going to the age group world champs in Australia this year.
Wow. Awesome.
For I think 20 to 24 age group.
Okay.
So yeah, it's his first time traveling outside of the U.S.
Is a online coaching or you are presential?
It's like mostly online. The guys who I coach live in California, but a couple hours away. So
Okay.
we see each other. I go like to some of their races. Like one guy who I coach, Cameron, he raced Oceanside, and he's trying to like top 10 in his age group, maybe get a world spot. So I go watch his race, and
Okay.
yeah, when I can, it's really fun. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And the role of passing your learning to your athletes. Tell me about that.
I really like the thing that I like a lot about coaching is it really helps you refine what you believe about the sport. And because it's one thing to do it, but to teach it to someone is, I think, the next level of understanding, because it's so, like, triathlon is so complicated. There's so many different parts to understand. So when you can actually get to the level where you can teach someone, I think you have a more deep understanding of it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to teach.
Yeah, very hard. I think so. When you are athlete and training, you are very hard with are 20 reps of 100 meters with that time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are coach, you need a more flexible easy because you have other aspect how school, family,
Yeah, work.
life problem,
Yeah.
working. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the guys who I coach, he works full time, so Monday through
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
He works like 7:30 to like 4:30 or 5, and so he does a session in the morning and then sometimes a session in the afternoon. And yeah, so it's one thing I try and work with my athletes on is to understand themselves and like understand their own mind and then how they're feeling about the training, because I'm not with them every day, you know, I don't see them. So I tell them, like, you need to learn how to listen to your body and know if the effort for the day is right. Because I tell them, it's kind of like guessing, you know, like I put in the sessions for them and I think it's what's good, but ultimately I tell them, like, you have to know, like, can I do this today?
Adjusting the session.
Yeah. And it's okay, and giving them the freedom. I think a lot of coaches don't do this. They just give the session and they expect you have to do to the T, perfect, like green and training peaks, exact time, exact distance, hit the exact pace in the pool, and if you don't do it, it's a failure. But I tell them you got to listen to your body, and
it's okay failure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, man. So, how is a typical day for you? You're studying right now, or you finished?
No studying. Yeah. So, I mean, typically, so I'm married, so I wake up.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm one of the rare.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm one of the rare ITU guys who's married. You know, like so many guys are single, and because it's nice to travel the world, but I got married pretty young, and I'm really happy. So.
How many years married?
In June it'll be 5 years actually.
Oh,
so
man.
A long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got married when I was 22.
Very young.
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I wake up and then I, get out of bed, and then I usually, after I use the restroom and all that stuff, I make coffee for my wife and me.
Okay.
And then we call it coffee o'clock. We just sit on the couch together and we just have coffee first thing in the morning, and we talk for 30 minutes or maybe a little more, maybe a little less, before I do my first session, before she goes to work. And it's like our best time to just catch up during the day.
Okay.
And that's usually how I start every day. And then I do my first session. Usually I swim in the morning, and then I come home and maybe do some coaching, or on Training Peaks I fill out the workouts for my athletes or see how they're doing, and then or I'll do my podcast, swim sets by the pool. We'll usually record midday because Greg Harper, my co-host, he lives in New York, so it's 3 hours time difference.
Okay.
What's Puerto Rico? Is it 4 from California?
Or
is it same as New York?
From here, from Iztapa, Mexico, is 2 hours.
Okay. So it's same as East Coast, New York.
Okay.
Yeah. So we usually record middle of the day, and then I'll do my second session, either a bike or a run, and then sometimes, depending if it's longer or shorter, I just come back and eat a bunch of food and recover. And then usually my wife gets home from work, and then she's not a triathlete, but she likes to exercise a lot. So maybe we'll go to the gym together, and she'll do a little workout and I'll do my workout. Or we'll do, like, on Thursdays we have a run club, so we run with our friends. Just like 10K, easy, just a social run. And yeah, that's kind of a typical day.
Yeah, very nice and very different way. You know, have a wife, have a priorities in your life. You know, but the part of taking 30 minutes or more first thing in the morning with the coffee, talking about life is very good for start the day training and have good session.
It is. And also we tried at the end of the day, but I'm too tired after all the workouts. You know, you do all your sessions and maybe you have a long day at work. You're just too tired. You want to go to bed. So it works out because in the morning we're awake. Wake up with the coffee. It's nice. Yeah.
Very good, man. Very good.
Yeah.
So if you can, if you want say how to your wife, you can do it.
Oh yeah. Well, she'll listen. But yeah, her name's Jenny. So yeah.
Okay.
So,
Ciao,
say
Jenny.
hello to Jenny. She actually edits our podcast, so
Okay.
she listens to our episodes.
Okay,
and
okay,
stuff,
okay.
So it's good.
So, how is your dynamic of travel alone, travel the world,
Mhm.
searching points in the world ranking,
Mhm.
try to classify to Olympic Games in your hometown?
Yeah.
Uh, the pressure of suppose the Olympic game is in your hometown.
Mhm.
How is this, man? The process. Tell the
Yeah.
people that. Please.
It's a hard process. I mean, I I always say like triathlon, we don't do it because it's like really glamorous or anything like that. It's hard and you have to love it, you know. So I've been doing triathlon since I was 14. So I just did it for fun then, and I feel like I'm still doing it for fun now. But I just am a little more focused, I would say,
Okay.
than when I first started. So yeah, for LA and representing the U.S., essentially you have to be top 30 in the world to make it. So to be considered, and you have to be top 5 in the U.S. to have a shot. So right now, this year, I'm traveling. I'm trying to get enough races at the continental level to where my world ranking is high enough to race World Cups in 2026.
Okay.
And hopefully in 2026, I race the World Cups and I do well. And then 2027, I can hopefully start racing World Series races.
Okay.
And ultimately the test event, which will be really nice because I could sleep in my house.
What is the time of the event? What is the date?
They usually do in the year before the Olympics, August or
Okay.
July, whenever the Olympics
Okay.
is. They usually try and do it exactly 1 year before. But it's so close to my house. It's like a 40-minute drive, 30 minutes drive. So I can just sleep in my own house for the biggest race of the
Yeah.
year, which is
Yeah.
It's
What is
really
the
nice.
criterion of USA Triathlon for choose the athletes?
Yeah, so they have a few automatic qualification.
Okay.
It's usually top 8 at the test event, which
Okay.
is really hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Morgan Pearson did that for Paris, but then
He won, right? The test event?
no, he was like 7 or
Okay.
6 maybe.
Okay.
And if the next auto qualification is 2 months before, they usually pick a World Series race, whichever one is in May. And if you get top 10 or top 8 at that race, it's an auto qualifier, but nobody did that for the men at least this last Olympic cycle. So then it's just up to discretion. So
Okay,
that
yeah.
means USAT, they pick whoever they want, and that's the way it is. So I heard this year, actually, this is crazy to me. I heard they asked the athletes to write a short letter on why they think they should go to the Olympics,
Oof.
and they had to send it to USAT.
Like an interview for a
Yeah,
work.
like an interview,
Yeah.
for the Olympics.
Shit.
Obviously, everyone wants to go,
Yeah.
and I just think that's crazy. But
How you thinking
yeah,
you need this opportunity?
yeah. I think we should develop our system to be a little more clear. I think the discretion, I don't know, it's someone always gets hurt, doing that, and it's hard to say who's going to perform on the day,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, more because for the U.S. we only get money. USA Triathlon only gets money from the Olympic Committee if we get medals at the Olympics.
Okay.
So if it's get a medal or nothing, they don't care. Like Kevin McDowell in Tokyo, I think was 6 or 7, really good, amazing. Like top 10 at the Olympics, but we get no money for that
Wow.
because it's not a medal.
Wow.
So it's really competitive.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Sixth
So-
place is a.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
At the Olympics, it's yeah. So it's the way it is, but I always say I'd rather lose to the best in the world but be in the race than win like some local small race, you
Yeah.
know, and not know where you are.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, it's like I enjoy doing local races, but I know it's just a local race, you know. That's why I love to travel. I love to go
Yeah.
around the world and race the best
Yeah.
because it's just like
Distinguish the
I just
best,
want to
I
know,
think.
you know.
Yeah.
If I go to the Olympics, or even if I don't, but I know I gave it everything that I had to try, then that's what I think success is for me. It's just knowing you give it your best effort. Because
Yeah.
nobody knows. Your coach doesn't know. Your family doesn't know. My wife doesn't know. Only I know if I gave it 100% at the race today.
What
You know?
what means to you put all your efforts, try to classify and understand you have the possibility of not classify.
Yeah. I think I always remind myself I do triathlon because I enjoy it
Yeah.
and it's fun, you know? Like, I like to train. I always say this. I like to train, but I love to race. Like, I love racing. It's just so intense, and it's like a part of me that I don't show in my regular life, day to day, you know?
Okay.
I'm very relaxed. I'm very chill. Like, I live by the beach, you know? I go with the flow, but when I race, I'm very intense and very,
Competitive.
competitive, and I want to win, and I just destroy myself for 30th place, you know? Like, there's this Mexican guy high-fiving people, and I'm sprinting past him in the finish line today.
I see you.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, it's just inside of me like that. So, for me, it's like, I'm trying my best, and it's such a dream, you know, to do the Olympics in the city you were born in.
Yeah.
It's like, that would be anyone's dream. And I mean, before Paris, in the world ranking, I was like 220th at my highest, and then like 14th in the U.S., which is still like 14th is very far off when they only take two, but at least I knew like, okay, I was close, you know, like I was.
You tried to Paris?
Of course, yeah. I moved to Girona in Spain. I lived there.
Okay.
Racing in Europe. I did a World Cup in Spain.
Okay.
So yeah, I was
Training with squad?
No, that was the issue. Is I was trying to get in a squad, but I kept getting rejected. Like coaches said, no, you're not.
Shit.
You're not ranked high enough. You're not.
Talking about
you're not
that,
fast
man.
enough.
Talking about that. Talking about the process of coach say no. I can't train in you.
Yeah.
How feel that?
I mean, I get. For me, it doesn't. I know the potential that I have,
Okay.
but they don't, you know. So they don't see like my potential. They don't know like my full training history or whatever. So, and they can only coach so many people. So I see that, and I understand they can't coach everyone. So it doesn't really hurt, but yeah, it just makes it hard because I know that, like I said before, this sport's so complicated and you can't know everything. So I really, in that time of my life, I was 23, 24, I was just looking for guidance, you know? Like I was looking for a good coach to help me, and I went through like so many different coaches in like the last few years, and some of them were just like, just didn't work out, you know, just not great coaches.
Yeah.
And that's something that has been really hard, but now I finally feel like I'm in a good coaching situation. I have a good coach, and yeah, I think it's going well. So it took a while, but yeah, I think it's okay. And ultimately, like moving back to California from Spain, I think was the right move because I mean, Girona is amazing. It's an amazing place to train, but it's not home, you know. And me and my wife, we have our life in California, and our family is there and our friends, and that's a whole nother side of it, you know, that it's not just the sessions, you know.
You live with your wife in Girona?
Yeah, she lived with me in Girona.
Awesome, man.
So we left our apartment in California.
Wow.
We didn't know anyone, and we moved to Girona.
He support you.
Yeah, she's very supportive. Yeah.
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 Wow, awesome.
Yeah, she also speaks Spanish, so
Yeah.
it wasn't that hard for her. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really funny because she's like, she was born in China but adopted,
Wow.
so she's American, but she speaks Spanish because in school in California you learn Spanish.
Okay.
So it's this little Chinese girl but speaks really good Spanish,
Wow.
and it just surprises everyone.
Do you speak Chinese?
No,
Spanish?
she doesn't speak Chinese.
Oh,
Just
no?
Spanish and
Only
English.
born
Yeah,
Chinese.
yeah.
Okay.
She knows a little
little?
Chinese, but enough to make you think like, oh, does she know more? But it's really just a few. Yeah.
Little low.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
So yeah, that's like, man. Yeah, the last few years have been
you
crazy.
are in the right way and hope you classify for 2028 Olympic Games, man.
How do I do it, or?
You go for 28.
Yeah, 28 is.
Yeah.
I think it's my best chance because I'm 20. I just turned 27. In 2028, I'll be 30 years old, which I think is a good age for triathlon. Lots of experience and stuff, so I think it's my best chance. And we might also get 3 places for the men because we're hosting the Olympics.
Okay.
If we have enough in the high enough ranking, we can get 3.
You can do it.
Like the French had 3 in Paris.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll see. I was the top American today, which, I mean, there's only a few. There's
congrats,
only
man.
4 or 5 guys
Yeah.
at this race, but that was my little win today, is being
Yeah.
the first from the USA.
Very good, man. Congrats.
Yeah.
You can make the Olympic team.
Yeah, I think so. I think I have the potential for it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And come back to this podcast and see that part.
Yeah. But
When
that's why we'll record it at my house.
Yeah.
in LA, yeah.
So, man, in this process of travel the world, blah blah blah, you need to search answers in yourself, not in the others. For example, if you are in Africa for a African Cup and have a mechanic problem, you need a search for solution, not a. If you're alone, don't search the answer in other people. You need a answer of you. Tell me about searching the answer in you and not in other people's.
Yeah, that's crazy that you say that because I actually did have a serious mechanical problem with my bike in Africa this year. Yeah, it was the second race. Building my bike. The race is in 2 days, and we're in Africa, so it's crazy out there. But I put my front through axle in my front wheel, and I hear a snap, and it just broke in half.
The
almost.
through axle?
Yeah, the through axle.
Shit.
And so I'm like, it's such a special piece, unique to the bike.
Yeah.
So I go to the store. Immediately, there's only 1 more hour the store is open. I go to there's a bike shop. He's like, we don't have it. And I'm like, oh man. He's like, we can maybe get one by tomorrow, sent in from another city.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, hopefully. So then I had to buy one, and then they actually were able to get it. And then I didn't think the roads are really bad in Africa.
Okay.
So I was riding on them for a month. I did a training camp there at altitude, and you're riding on these bumpy roads. And before the race, I checked my back one, and it was cracked. My back through axle.
Okay.
It wasn't totally broken, but it was very close. And I just raced on it.
Oh, shit.
But the whole time I was thinking, oh shoot, my back wheel could just come off at any moment.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah. So anyways, but yeah, thinking about it, you just have to be resilient. You have to be adaptable, and you have to. For me, at least, the way I deal with it is, you can only control what you can control. So, not trying to stress about things that are outside of your control. I see people all the time in the airport, stressing the travel experience. What if we miss our flight? What if we do this? And all these things, maybe they never happen. And they waste this energy on the stress of things that don't happen.
Yeah.
So I try and approach it in that way mentally. Just only control what you can control and only deal with things that happen. Like, don't worry about things that haven't happened yet. And
Yeah.
I think you have to do that, especially when you travel all over the world, because so many things can happen
Yeah.
when you travel. But yeah, you can't worry about things that
I
don't
remember when I started this process. My first race was in Costa Rica,
happen. Yeah.
and I am very strict with my training. My coach uh, sent me in training peaks
Mm-hmm.
something like 30-minute running. I arrived in Costa Rica, blah blah blah. It's sweet
Yeah.
because the sun is very hard. Don't relax, man. Go to the hotel room,
Mm-hmm.
push, put the bike in the corner, put my running clothes, go outside, and the heart rate was in 160.
Yeah.
This is a dead for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after that, understand you need a relax, sit
Mhm.
down, wait for the sun is down, running in the afternoon noon, or change the training, making
Yeah.
a sun swimming pool of the hotel.
Mhm.
You know, tell me about that adjust.
Yeah. So one thing that helps me is when I travel, I always try to find places to train before I go. So I look on Google Maps for a pool, or in Namibia, I trained with another athlete who has the same name as me. His name's also Nathan. He's on the national team for the juniors in Namibia.
Okay.
I stayed with him and joined his swim group, so I knew I would have a swim group to swim with. I know I had someone to ride bikes with, and we did a couple run sessions together. So knowing those things in advance of like, okay, this is where I'm going to train, this is what I'm going to do, uh, I think is very helpful. And you also have to be flexible. Like, he is a junior, so he goes to school every day. So he does a session at 6 a.m. or like 5:30 a.m. some days because his school starts at 7.
Yeah.
And that's a little early for me, but I was like, you know what? I'll do the session. We'll get it done early, and then I'll just rest a little bit in the morning. And then I did a session in the middle of the day while he was at school, and I had to adjust it. I had to change, and yeah, you have to be flexible with that. And like you said, there's a right time to do the session, and you can't always just do them in the middle of the day in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Even here, it's like the day before the race, I had to do my run, like with some strides, and I did it at 5:30 or 6 in the no, I did like 6:30 in the morning
Okay.
because it's so much cooler. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
I knew like I would have to ride my bike to the swim, do the swim recon at 10, and by that time it's so hot.
Yeah.
It's like 35 degrees by then, and I'm like, I don't want to run when it's 35 degrees
Yeah.
the day before the race.
Yeah.
The heat prep it happened long ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, just coming up with a plan and sticking to it, and you have to rest.
Yeah.
I rested a lot for this race
Yeah.
because I was so tired from training and in between the Philippines and this. So
The race pace.
yeah, I just need to rest. So yeah.
Yeah,
That was good.
don't be so hard with you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Stay relaxed. Hey, champ. USA triathlon is very talent.
Mhm.
Tell me about the pressure of, you know, you in other country are the one man,
Yeah.
the man.
Yeah.
But in USA, you need to fight with so many people.
Mhm.
Swimming hard, bike hard, running in 30
Yeah.
minutes. Tell me about, is it pressure or how you feel about that?
It's kind of similar to what I said earlier, how I just want to race the best. And the US, I mean, we have some really high level athletes. I was looking at the ranking. I think we have like 5 or 6 guys in the top 50 right now in the world. So it's definitely competitive, and I don't think I have like any talent, so I just have to work really hard. And at the end of the day, I think they pick the best athletes for the Olympics, the best athletes at the time. So it doesn't really matter what some people are doing now. Like when I was a junior, we had the junior world champion Austin Hinman. In 2016, he won junior world champ, but then after that, he just started like going downhill, and now he doesn't do the sport anymore.
Okay.
So it's like if I was focused on beating him when I was a junior, I wouldn't beat him. I would just get so demotivated. But now I just stuck with it, and he's not even a competitor now. So that's one of the things. Like I got 58th at junior nationals when I was
Wow.
my last year as a junior out of 75. So that's not very good, But now there's only 2 guys who were in that race who are still racing elite, and me.
Wow.
So there's only 3 of us from that race who still race elite, and all the other guys just quit.
It's hard to understand because 60 juniors, you say?
75 at
75.
nationals, yeah.
I'm sure maybe the half of that have
Yeah.
a talent for do it
Mhm.
for half in the top
Mhm.
in the other countries.
Yeah.
But it's so high the demand triathlon in USA, the talent trash.
I was even talking with like one of the Canadian athletes, and she was like, I don't even think we have 75 juniors in Canada. And Canada's not a small country, They have a lot of Olympians and things
Yeah.
like that in triathlon. So yeah, it's definitely, the junior racing is very competitive, and qualifying for nationals is kind of hard. So yeah, it's an endurance sport, and you have to endure. You have to last.
Yeah.
Like there's so many guys who I'm like, wow, they're so much better than me. It's like, how am I going to beat them? And I never needed to, because they just gave up,
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I don't think I have that button, is the give up button. I've never DNF'd a race either.
This is really interesting.
Yeah, like I have 33 starts on World Triathlon races and 0 DNFs.
Okay.
And there's a lot of US guys who DNF races. One of the US guys DNF today. I'm not sure what happened, but it's pretty common, like,
Yeah.
for people to
Yeah.
just not finish the race if they feel like they're having a bad day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I see. I don't. You know Martin Ulloa from Chile?
No.
It's a long distance, pro long distance. Talking about that, have a maybe some bad years, have a bad day and retire of the race.
Yeah.
And the dad of Martin Ulloa tell Martin, hey Martin, if you have a bad day, don't retire the race. Finish that race. I remember that when you say
Yeah.
you need to test you in the bad days,
Yeah.
not only in the good days.
And also, I mean, I've had races that have like turned around from really bad races. I flew in, I think 2021, I flew all the way to Uzbekistan for an Asian Cup, and
Pakistan?
Uzbekistan.
Wow.
Yeah, in the middle of Asia, like so far. I spent a day in the airport, like, because they denied me boarding to the flight, and I didn't have the visa, and then I got the visa in like one day. I was on the phone with them, and then I caught the next flight the next day. 24 hours in Istanbul in the airport, and I show up to the race a day later. The race is the next day, and not sleeping because it's like 13-hour time change.
Wow.
And then I was like so far behind out of the swim. I just swam alone. I almost had like hypothermia because it was so cold.
Okay.
And it was raining the whole time.
Okay.
And I just got on the bike. I rode solo the whole time. I lost more time on the bike. And when I got on the run, still pouring rain, I just told myself, I'm like, you came way too far not to score points. And you spent way too much money. So I ran the fastest 5K I've ever ran, like in a
Wow.
world triathlon race. I ran like 16:12
Very good.
in the rain after racing alone the whole time.
After that
Yeah.
situation.
And I finished, I don't know, maybe like 12th or maybe top 10. I don't know.
Wow.
But it was a small race. But I got
Yeah.
really good points for
You changed
for when I
the
was, yeah.
story of the race.
Yeah, I just like it started really bad and it got a lot better.
Finish very strong.
Yeah. And before that, I'd like never passed anyone on a run. I was always getting passed on the run, but it's just every person I saw in front of me, I just like passed them, and then I saw the next person, I passed them, and yeah, I had the best run I've ever had there. It's crazy. So
Good, man. Good.
yeah. So you should never give up. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. This
like
is the mantra. Never give up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the only reason you should not finish a race is if like you have to go to the hospital or something.
Bike mechanic.
Yeah.
You
Or if like
know.
your bike snap. Like I saw a video of a European Cup where some German kid, he jumps on his bike and the frame just snaps in half. Like actually, like the carbon fiber just completely in half, and I'm like, that's
It's acceptable,
that's
no
legit.
feeling.
Yeah, he's not gonna ride the bike right there.
I remember see Johnny Brownlee
Yeah.
running with your bike, with
Yeah,
his bike
for, like,
in-
2K or something,
Yeah,
yeah.
like that. Running.
Yeah.
Finish the race.
Yeah.
And the dramatic finish in Cozumel
Yeah.
with the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys are hard. Yeah, those guys are hard.
So, Nara, I want to talk about the social media.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes with the high volume of social media,
Yeah.
we can lose the purpose why we start
Mm-hmm.
doing the sport.
Yeah.
If you don't post the training, you don't training.
Yeah.
If you don't post 2400, you
Yeah.
don't training. Tell me about you thinking about the social media influencer.
Oh
blah,
man,
blah, blah.
social media. Where do I start? I've gone through ups and downs with social media. So I was actually, before I was a serious athlete, I was like really into social media. Like I had friends who, before it was like, before everyone had like 10K or whatever, I had friends with like hundreds of thousands of followers, and we would go like trips in Yosemite and take photos, and I was like trying to be an Instagram influencer like before I was like a serious athlete, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I only ever had like 1,500 followers or something, but I actually deleted that account. Like when I was in before I moved to Spain, but Girona. So then I was like, yeah, social media, it's a waste of time. And I was like, oh yeah, you actually like you can't get sponsors if you don't have social media, or like you can't like talk to people, you know? Like how do you meet people? And like so many of the races where I like split accommodations with someone is through Instagram, you know, and you message them. So I went back and forth, and then when I was in Girona, I got Instagram back, and I started from zero, and just messaging people. And now I see it. It's like I don't have TikTok. I feel like that's a total waste of time.
A balance.
I think that's more bad than good for the majority of people. Your life is better without it. And I just have Instagram, and I mostly use it to talk with my friends.
Okay.
And I'm kind of using it as like making photos and videos that I want to see, you know, and that I want to look back on.
Okay.
So like every once in a while, I'll like look at my own posts and be like, oh yeah, that's like from the Philippines, or like this is from Taipei, or it's
Yeah.
just like a bike ride I did with Jenny, you know, like, and that's what I like to post. And then I use it to talk to people. But actually, I have a 40-minute time limit per day on Instagram,
Okay.
and I don't know the password. Jenny set
40
the-
minutes per day. Instagram?
40 minutes per day, and when it's up, and I can't log into Instagram after.
Only use Instagram or another social media?
It's just I only use Instagram, so I have no other social media.
No TikTok.
No TikTok,
Twitter.
no Snapchat, no Twitter, no.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Facebook.
No Facebook.
Facebook is for old people.
No, Facebook's for old people. Yeah, yeah. I deleted that.
I
Too.
have only Facebook, man.
Yeah, I don't have
Oh,
Facebook.
shit. I need to do it Instagram.
I mean, I'm a hard guy to reach sometimes, and I tell people like, I mean, people know this about me. I'm like, okay, if you really want to talk to me, like, send me a WhatsApp, send me an iMessage or whatever, because like if I run out of time on Instagram, I can't message you back, you know? And it happens all the time. They're like, oh, why'd you not respond to me? It's like,
40
time
minutes,
ran out,
man.
40 minutes, you know? And that goes by quick, too.
So you split the times in the morning, 40 minutes in the morning,
Yeah,
10
sometimes
minutes in the morning.
I'm always like cautious, like I'm like, oh shoot, I've been on for 5 minutes. I gotta close it. I gotta save it. You know?
I need 15 minutes in the night.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, one tip for social media for other people listening is, and I got this from Eric Lankerstrom from TTL, if you know.
What is your name?
From That Triathlon Life. You have the sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah. His Eric Lankerstrom.
Yeah. I'm part of it.
So he told me, like a hack for Instagram is you go into your settings, and you could change a setting to where you only see posts from people you follow on Instagram, which is such a big deal. That's how Instagram used to be, but now they send you posts from people who you don't follow. It's the algorithm sending you all this like garbage stuff.
Yeah.
And you waste so much less time when you only see the posts from people you follow, you know? Because I only follow like a couple hundred people. I mean, there's people who follow like thousands of people. I don't know how you do that. But I mean, you only see a few posts, and then it like runs out, and you're like, oh, well, I've seen all the posts today.
Okay.
And it makes, because social media can really be endless. Like there's just endless content. But when you flip that switch, and it's crazy because Instagram only allows you to do it for 30 days, and then it resets because they want you to get locked into the algorithm.
Okay.
But you have to reset it manually. But it's crazy because when it resets and I see him, like, wait, I don't follow this person. It's like, I don't want to see this. It's like, who are you? It's like, it takes me out of it. And then I'm like, oh, I got to flip the switch again.
I think social media is not a real life.
It's not, yeah.
The people can demonstrate to the world not real life.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here, I'm very good.
Yeah.
But you know I'm good, man.
Yeah.
You are bad days.
Yeah.
Why you don't post a photo with a bad day? Only good things, you know?
Yeah.
It's not real life. It's my thinking.
Yeah. One of my so on Instagram you can pin posts at the top of your profile now. You can have 3 posts. It's like everyone sees it. And one of my pinned posts is from a race in China last year where I crashed on the bike.
Okay.
It was my first World Triathlon race back in over a year because I took a break.
Okay.
And I had a okay swim, not so good. And then on the bike, I was just feeling so strong. I was like catching so many guys. And I had 2 Australian guys on my wheel, and we were catching the chase pack, but we were going so much faster than them. And I was like, I think we could catch the front pack. Like, this is the second lap of 5. So I just told the Australians, I'm like, we're going straight past them. Get on my wheel. And I'm going through this turn. It's raining, and I'm not on the brakes at all. Like, I just go through a bend, and my front wheel washes out. And I just slide across the pavement for, like, a long time. Like, I slid long enough to, like, question all my life choices. And I was just like, man, like, maybe I'm not even good at triathlon, you know, like while I'm sliding across the ground.
Yeah.
And then I stop, I hit the wall, I get up, I'm like, the bike's okay, I'm okay. So I got back on.
The bike okay first?
Yeah. I had to fix the handlebars, I think. The handlebars were a little tweaked, but I got them mostly straight. Maybe a little bit off, 2 centimeters off or something. And then I just finished the race, and it was just 59 minutes, the race. And I went through like a whole spectrum of emotions, like, man, maybe like self-doubt, like maybe I'm not good at this, to when I was first on the bike, I was like, oh, I'm so much better than all these guys. Like, I'm so much faster, like passing all these people. And then I crash, and I'm like, maybe I don't actually know how to ride a bike. And then like happiness, sadness, and like I got onto the run, and I was like, man, like, oh, this is so hard. And then some guys came past me, and then I was starting to race on the run, and I went to the front, and then it was just so exciting, you know. And then some random Chinese guy sprinted with me for like 47th place in like the last 200 meters, and I just went to the well because it's like this guy wants to sprint, he wants to see what's up. Yeah. And we sprinted for like 48th place or something. It was crazy, but yeah, it's part of the sport. So
the high and low.
Yeah, so the photo I posted on Instagram that I pinned is me on the run, where you can see my suit is torn, you can see some blood on my leg and on my arm, and I was just like, that's racing, you know.
Yeah, the real happen.
Yeah, that's what happens. You don't always win.
Yeah,
but I still love it.
The people love the picture of the top in the podium.
The podium,
but this is the real thing, day by day, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Naran, you do the Ironman Canada in 2024 with 8 hours, 9 minutes, 55 seconds.
No swim though.
No swimming?
No, they canceled the swim. So,
duathlon?
Yeah, duathlon. Yeah. So.
Tell me about the experience.
It was disappointing because everyone asks you when you do triathlon, they're like, "Oh, so you do Ironman?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do an Ironman. Like 2023, or I guess that was that last year? Yeah, last year, 2024 was my year where I was like, okay, I'm not going to the Olympics. I'm going to do Xterra. I'm going to do an Ironman.
Okay.
I'm just going to have fun, you know? Like, do races that sound fun, you know?
Okay.
And that's why I didn't do any World Triathlon races until the end of the year. So I picked Ironman Canada. I thought it would be a good race for me. The course was very hilly on the bike. It was a proper swim, and I trained so hard for it. Like, my swimming was so good.
Okay.
I really thought if it was wetsuit, I thought I was going to swim like 48 minutes for the Ironman. Like, I was in such good swim shape.
Did you say what pace is that?
It's like, I think 1:14 per 100 meters for 3,800 meters. I was just like, my sessions, it was like 2200s on like 220, you know, yards, but still, like,
you are ready for swimming.
Yeah, I was ready to swim. What happened in the race is they delayed the start by an hour and a half, and then they said, oh, we're gonna swim, but it's gonna be shorter, and then they just said, we're not gonna swim. And for the pro race, there's 20 guys there, some big guys like Lionel Sanders and Sam Appleton, like really strong guys. And they're like, we're going to draw numbers out of a hat. And I'm like, really? And so they put numbers in a hat, and it was like a time trial start, 30 seconds apart. And I was like number 14 out of 20. And number 15 was Lionel. Number like 16, I think, was Cody Beals, another super strong Ironman athlete. And then Sam Appleton was behind. So all the guys who I would be racing start like 5 minutes ahead of me, 4 minutes ahead of me.
Yeah.
And then I tried to stay with Lionel for like 10 minutes, but I was doing like 400 watts, so I decided not to do that.
Very much.
Yeah. I just let him go, you know. And then,
ciao.
Yeah. And then I rode like 100K by myself. I ran the whole marathon alone until like 2K. I finally passed one guy in the pro race.
Okay.
And because what ended up happening is the guys in the front, they kind of grouped together, and they like legally were drafting at like 12 meters, and I was just alone out there.
How is the
by myself?
High and low mental for 8 hours?
You go through a lot. You have time to think, you know? I mean...
You thinking... What you thinking in 8 hours?
I'm just thinking, like... It was my first Ironman, so I didn't really know how to pace it. I was like... A lot of my thoughts were just like, am I going hard enough? And then I would go a little harder, and I'm like, no, this is too hard. This is too hard. Slow down. You still have like 3 hours left on the bike. And then I was like...
Put the gel.
Yeah, take the gel, take the water. I was like, wait, how many gels were I taking? When do I take them? And then on the run, I was just like, my goal was just not to blow up.
Okay.
like to finish at the same pace I started.
Okay.
And I think I went like maybe a little too slow at the beginning, because at the end I actually felt like I could run further. Like I started, I was trying to run like around 3 hours for the marathon,
Okay.
and I started a little slower than that. And I only walked like at the aid stations to grab a gel and water and stuff, because I just like wanted to actually take it down, you know, for the marathon. But other than that, I didn't walk at all. It's just those little 20-meter aid stations I would walk.
Okay.
And I ran the whole way, and I finished, and it was just kind of like disappointing, you know, because it's like you want to do the whole thing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
You want to do the swim, and you prepare.
The
And
complete experience.
yeah, and the guys at the front, they all like got to race each other on the marathon. Like I saw them at the turnaround, and they were all like changing position and stuff. And there was like a 8K section of road where it was just me. It was just a turnaround. It was like a 2 miles out, 2 miles back,
Okay.
and I was just alone on like this big empty street, like four lanes of traffic, and just completely empty.
For you only.
Yeah, just me. Yeah.
So.
So it was a lonely race, but yeah. I might do another Ironman, but we'll see. Just so I could actually do
next
a full thing.
Next Ironman, another Ironman in the future.
Maybe Ironman Arizona. This is the first time I'm saying it publicly.
Okay.
It's in November. I can drive there from my house, like 6 hours.
Okay.
It's a drive. And it's in like the time of my season where I'd just be doing base training anyways. So not a lot of high intensity. So maybe I'll just do it just for fun.
You thinking this year?
This year, yeah, maybe.
Oh shit.
But just one and then done. So that way when people ask,
It's an idea.
yeah, when people are like, oh, so you've done an Ironman, I'll be like, yes, I've actually done an Ironman. Because right now it's like, oh, have you done an Ironman? It's like, well, I did 2/3 of an Ironman. I didn't do the swim, and then you have to. It's this whole story. It's gonna save me time. Doing the 8-hour race is actually gonna save me more time in conversations I have to have with people, because I don't have to explain the whole Canada situation.
You only tell, yeah, I do
Yes,
Ironman.
I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
do an Ironman. Yeah.
I did Ironman.
Plus, it would just be a good training day. I during COVID, when there was no pools open and like there's no races, I would just ride my bike all day. Like I had 1 week where I rode like 500 miles in 1 week.
Okay.
So
Because in California the restrictions are.
yeah, you
no-
could just ride your bike
Okay.
outside,
Wow.
wherever. Yeah,
From the start of the COVID.
yeah, for the whole time. Yeah,
Shit. So you continue training?
yeah. I couldn't swim at the pool, but I could swim in the ocean. So I swam 3 times a week in the ocean, but yeah, and then I just biked a lot.
I go when the COVID started in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
I go for the beach.
yeah,
I think so. I go 3-4 times, and I'm very pumped. Okay.
yeah.
One day I
Mhm.
see a cops in the water
Really?
go for me
Oh wow!
and tell me, "Hey, you don't stay here."
You can't swim? That's
Yeah,
crazy. to me.
He say you need to stay in your home. Oh, sorry, man. I can finish the training. I say, yeah, finish.
Yeah.
And go to the bands in my house for the
Yeah.
rest of pandemic.
That was a crazy time, huh?
Yeah.
That was crazy. So yeah, I just like to bike all day, and that's kind of what Ironman is. We're on the bike for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
A little over 4 hours. So yeah, I like a long training day. So
Yeah, good, man.
yeah.
Now, for finish the podcast, I want question about the money aspect
Mhm.
in the elite triathlon.
Yeah.
You know, the
There's money in elite triathlon?
no, I want no the money gain. You know,
Yeah.
the money aspect, how you
Mhm.
travel the world, how you find sponsors,
Yeah.
the family support,
Mhm.
you know, because it's hard.
Yeah.
Travel to Mexico,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, Philippines.
Yeah.
What is the next race for you?
I think I'm gonna race in Canada in August. So yeah, that's gonna be the closest race to me this whole
Okay,
year.
okay.
Is in
But
Canada.
go
so
to
yeah.
Africa,
Yeah, Africa.
travel the world. The challenge of the money.
Mhm.
Uh, Talking about that challenge.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways to do it. I mean, some people have rich parents. I unfortunately do not have rich parents,
Okay.
so I have to pay for everything myself mostly.
Okay.
And yeah, so I do the coaching, which is remote. Like I think the day before the race, I was on Training Peaks for a couple hours, just writing the sessions for my athletes, which is nice. And then I also teach swim lessons, so that's a couple times a week. I'm helping age group triathletes swim better. And then yeah, my wife Jenny also works full time, so she actually went with me to Africa on the training camp for a couple weeks, which was super nice because I went 2 weeks by myself and then she came and spent 2 weeks with me, which was really good and
very helpful.
Yeah, but you just have to make friends, you know, like stay with people for free, like and train with them, other athletes. And I've let athletes stay with me in California and train, so that's a way to afford it. And splitting hotels, like so many races, I see who's on the start list and I message them and be like, hey, like, you want to split a hotel with me? And then it's like half the cost, you know?
Split the money.
Yeah,
for
you
the
split the
hotel.
money. Yeah. Because say it's $100 a night for the hotel, you split it with someone, now it's $50, which is a big difference.
Yeah.
And then as far as my day-to-day life, we live a very simple life. It's like California is very nice, and people say, oh, it's so expensive, but the salary is quite good for compared to other places in the U.S., so it kind of balances out. But we just don't spend money on extra things. Like we don't go out to dinner that much. We just cook at home.
Only the essential things.
Yeah. And then we have no Netflix, no Amazon subscription, no Hulu. Like none of those like subscription services.
So don't Netflix?
No Netflix. Yeah.
Don't see series?
I just I bum off my parents' Netflix subscription.
Okay.
The family plan. Yeah.
The
But,
family package.
Yeah, the family package. I do pay for my own triathlon live subscription though to watch the races. I was bumming off my coach for a while. I used my coach's login, but then they stopped paying for it. So I was like, oh, I gotta get my own triathlon subscription. But yeah, so we have hardly any bills, you know, like we don't drive like super fancy cars. And we ride our bike. Jenny, my wife, she rides her bike to work. So saves money on gas for the car. I ride my bike to the pool. It's like a little over 3K to the pool from my house. Takes me 10 minutes. And the weather's so good in California, you can ride it every day pretty much. So yeah, just not driving that much and yeah, just saving. I'm selling my mountain bike right now. I used it for Xterra racing, and now I'm selling it to pay for my next races. And yeah.
You sell your mountain bike?
Yeah, my mountain bike. Yeah.
Right now or?
Yeah, I'm selling it right now. Yeah.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah.
I do Xterra of Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay, nice.
In elite category.
Yeah.
I like Xterra.
Yeah.
Format.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the money side of it. How I pay for all these things and traveling, and yeah, like I'm gonna do another altitude camp in the summer, maybe in
Namibia.
No, I think in America. Yeah. The reason I went to Namibia is because in North America, it's too cold where the mountains are to train. There's snow and all that, and I don't like the snow. I don't like being cold, so. In Namibia, it's in the southern hemisphere, so it's warm, and there's some races there too, so it worked out. But In the summer, I go to Utah or I go to Colorado for altitude, but just stay at a friend's house because it would be too expensive, like a hotel in the U.S. like at these places.
Yeah.
So I just am calling people or sending them a message.
Hey, please,
like,
man.
can I stay with you for 3 weeks and we do some training together? So, yeah, I just gotta make friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it is nice because sometimes like the race I did in China, they pay for the hotel, they pick you up from the airport.
Okay.
So it makes it a little more affordable when like those things are paid for. So yeah.
Very nice, man. Very nice.
But I don't make a lot of money. Like I think last year I made $1,000 in prize money in the whole year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I question because I know the sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, I see the tickets of the Philippines from here.
Yeah.
I have problem in my bike when I arrive here. The dropout is broken. Needs a pay for express shipping.
Yeah.
You know, all that things. People don't see that.
Yeah.
People only see you have a 30 place in Philippines, 40 place in East Tapa, but don't see the performance and the whole thing pass behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Nara, for finish, tell something to the next generation, the young athletes, training hard and have dream and dreaming. You do it right now.
Yeah.
Tell something to the young athletes.
Yeah.
Not only for the triathlon sport, only for all life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when you're young, there's so many options, I think, and so many things you can choose in life to do. And one thing I'm realizing now that I'm like getting a little bit older is when you say yes to something, you're actually saying no to so many other things. Like when you say yes to one opportunity, you have to close the door on all these other opportunities.
Okay.
And then when you say no to something, you're actually giving yourself freedom to say yes to something else that comes up. So like I always tell people, like, just flip yes and no in your mind. You know, when you say yes, it's actually no, and when you say no, it's actually yes, because there is only so much time that you have, and when you say yes to things, like, make sure it's something you actually really want, you know, and something that like brings you joy and you want to do. You know, don't just say yes because you think you have to, or someone's pressuring you or something like that. Say yes because it's something you want, you know.
Yeah.
And that could be for sport or for life or college or your
yes
job.
For your heart.
Yeah. And say no more to things, you know, like if it's something you really don't want to do, like just say no, you know. Like I don't drink alcohol, and like people are like, oh Nate, like you want to go out like and have some drinks, and I just say no, and then I hang out with Jenny and we have a good time. You know,
wine, relaxing, nice.
Yeah, so it's okay to say no to things as well, and it actually gives you a little more freedom. So yeah, I think that's more of like my philosophical take on life, is like switch yes and no in your mind, you know.
Very good, man. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Say no for say yes.
Yeah.
I like it. Naren, what is your social media? How you follow? Tell me about your podcast.
Yeah, so I have a podcast. It's called Swim Sets by the Pool.
Okay.
Each episode's about 20 minutes, 20 minutos.
Okay.
And it's a free swim workout. So in the show notes, we have a typed up workout with all the intervals and things that you can have for free. And we give you some tips on how to swim better. I do it with my friend Greg. He's the fastest swimmer in half Ironman triathlon right now. He was first out of the water at World Champs last year. And
Say the name.
Greg Harper. So yeah, first out of the water at Oceanside as well. He's really good. And yeah, we just try and help people swim better. You know, swimming's hard, especially like when you're an adult and you're learning how to swim for triathlon. It's really challenging. So we just try and make it easy for people. So if you want, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're really trying to push that a little bit more. So, but we're also on Spotify and Apple and anywhere you listen to podcasts. But yeah, swim sets by the pool.
Swim set
Yeah,
by the pool.
swim
Okay.
sets by the pool. You just type it in and you can find it, or there'll be a link in the show notes here. And my Instagram is just Nate F Dot, Nate F Dot Instagram.
Okay.
And you could also type in my name on Instagram and it'll probably pop up. But yeah.
Very good. Very good. Very fast question for finish. What is your favorite food?
Pizza margarita.
Okay.
Yeah.
25-meter pool or 50-meter pool?
50-meter pool.
50-meter pool?
50-meter pool.
I can't believe it.
I can't wait. My pool is opening in the summer for 50 meters in the morning, and then in the afternoon we switch it and it's 25. But I love the 50.
No, it's very long, man.
No, it's
Never-
better. It's better for training. You
No,
get faster.
no. I love 25, man. Oh,
no,
shit.
No.
Okay. Mountain bike or road bike?
Road bike. You just see more.
Yeah.
You go further. I love it.
Yeah, I like the Sterra.
I like the loose shirt on the road bike though.
Okay.
I always, if you look at my Instagram, I'm always biking in like a loose t-shirt.
Okay.
I just like the look.
In the regular t-shirt?
Yeah, regular t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's not catching on. It's not aerodynamic at all.
It's
And
good
during the race, I care about the
It's
aerodynamics.
good for training.
Yeah, but for training,
Yeah.
it's better to look cool. You know, than the tight shirts, the see-through. It's not cool. you
I
know?
do it training with the regular shirts.
Yeah.
And the guy see me, you training with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on a group ride and like someone's suffering on your wheel and they look up and they're like, oh, he's in a loose shirt. And they're in like this arrow sleeve. It's like, imagine, you know, you could just be that guy. But yeah. sure.
Your favorite workout?
Favorite workout? Man. For what? For swimming or bike or run?
Yeah, tell me if you want for if of discipline.
For swimming.
Without details, very fast.
Yeah. For swimming, I just love doing 100 off the blocks with my friends.
Okay.
So you get on the blocks and just do all out 100. I like doing
All
that.
out 100.
Yeah, I do this once a week.
Okay.
Once a week in training, I'm always doing as fast as I can 100 meters.
After the training.
Somewhere in the middle. You
Okay,
warm up
okay,
and
okay.
you do the session and just do at some point 100 meters. And you race. Like, you race somebody. And that's really fun.
Okay.
Even in Taiwan, after like 2 days after the Philippines, I'm so cooked. One of the Taiwanese guys is like, Nate, let's race 100.
This
And
is the day. This is
it
the
was
day.
in a 50-meter pool too. So
In
it's-
the pool of Philippines?
No, in Taiwan.
Ah, okay.
Not the Philippine pool is too hot.
Yeah,
No,
man,
no.
very hot.
But yeah. So and then on the bike, I just like a good group ride. Maybe like a 80K where you just smash it in the start easy. In the middle, you just smash with some hills, some sprints.
Okay.
That's my favorite bike session. And then running, I actually like just trail running. Just like
Okay.
you pick a nice, beautiful trail. I live by the ocean, so we have lots of places to run, like in the mountains. And yeah, just a nice trail run. Just aerobic, just easy.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Maybe do a couple hill sprints at the end if you feel good.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, those are my sessions.
Okay. Nara, thank you for your time, for say yes.
Mm-hmm.
We try in Philippines, but
Yeah.
you travel at the next day
Yeah,
of
the
the
next
race.
day, so early.
Hope you see you in the next race
Yeah.
of the season. People, follow Nara in the Instagram and search the swing set by the pool in
Yep.
the YouTube and Spotify, right?
Yeah.
I see you in the next episode of Freestyle Podcast. You!
Thanks for having me.